That's the fucking job takes a turn and just start fucking pounding nicotine and caffeine. That's pretty much what I did in the beginning of the job. So we'll see what happens. But well, you know what, Josh? The growth of TRT is it's got its good and its bad. I mean, it's good. It's becoming more mainstream. People are finding
Yeah.
out about it. The bad side is that now everybody, and I mean everyone, is a fucking hormone specialist.
It does seem like there's a lot of specialists in plumbing and TRT these days.
There is a few
So, or cracking your bones and TRT these days.
little chiropractors and they're hormone specialists, and they can adjust your back, crack your neck,
Yeah,
tell you how to fix your hormones, apparently.
apparently.
Mm.
So, yeah, so that's definitely been. I think we had mentioned we were going to talk about this last week, so I'm glad to get into this one. Social media as a whole, and I think a lot of our listeners would agree, is a great platform to. I mean, it gives everybody a platform. It gave me a platform, gives you a platform,
Right.
and we're trying to do good with this, right? We're trying to spread the right information, the right message, everything comes across. And and I would say, for lack of a better words, we're also not selling a product, right? We're not out here. I mean, I guess you could say, quote, we're selling TRT. We're selling the idea, but the idea of it is it's not more of like we're trying to sell you on it. We're trying to support you on your own journey to develop that for yourself, so to
Right.
speak. Okay. But you just see a lot of other places out now that are just trying to get you on board, dishonest, bad
Hmm.
information, outdated information, what have you, all in the sake of, I don't know, a talking point. I'm not sure. But it does seem that there's a lot more disinformation on social media now than there really ever has been before, and that a lot of people are just sort of kind of coming out of the woodwork, or hey, we did research, aka we typed something in a chat GPT, and magically now we know
Right.
what it tells me. Newsflash, chat GPT just scans websites for that
Yeah.
information, so
Hmm.
it could be completely wrong and you would look like an idiot. But at any rate, that happens, and chiropractics are the latest to throw their hat in the ring, and it's a huge problem because I will say I would say about a month, 2 months ago, there were some circulating videos on my social media feed
Hmm.
of chiropractors saying that, like, this is inflammation, around your spine and this, that, and the
Right.
other. And it was on a regular KUB x-ray, which I've read hundreds of KUB x-rays because I ordered them all the time. And I was trained by the doctors that I worked with over and over and over again. And when you look at these things day in and day out, and I'm not sure, then, because here's the other thing. Not only am I looking at them, the radiologist is looking at them too. So it's two sets of eyes. So if I can't see what they see, or I see something they don't, guess what? I would call them. I'd be like, hey, what's this here? And they would look at it
Mm.
and they'd be like, you know what? I think I might have missed that. Or no, that's nothing. It's this. And they would educate me, and very constructive, very professional. That's how we work.
Yeah.
It was great. Um, but these guys are getting on here and being like, that's inflammation. No, it's bowel gas.
Oh, jeez.
It's not inflammation, it's bowel gas. And bowel gas is common. I mean, obviously, we all have farts. So, guess
Right.
what? That shows up on your x rays too. You can see poop on an x ray. Holy smokes. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Right. It is not inflammation, it is poop with
Mm.
air in it. That's what it is. When you swallow and you eat food and it gets in your colon and that stuff breaks down with bacteria and stuff, sometimes gas is produced. Sometimes you swallow gas and it works its way through. That's why it comes out the other end.
Hmm.
So guess what? If I got an X-ray of your kidneys, your bladder, basically your whole abdomen and some of your chest, and there's spots of it in there that look like, okay, air is on an X-ray, air is less dense, so it's going to show up black,
Right.
right? And things with density are going to show up gray to white, essentially. All right, and so you can tell things that are air because the X-rays just go straight through it, right? There's no density there at all, or
Mm.
very little density, right? So that's how you know that's what that is. And you have these chiropractors saying, hey, that's inflammation. You need to come in for an adjustment, yada, yada, yada. That's not a good look.
So wait, that's what they say to come in for an adjustment?
Yeah,
Like
they'll
that's
say like, hey, this
okay.
you have a lot of inflammation and we need to do this adjustment to fix this inflammation.
Mm,
It's not even inflammation, it's bowel gas. They're just blowing smoke up your ass to get you to come in and pay for a service that you
literally.
don't really need. Yeah, literally. And the most recent thing is now they're trying to do hormones. So there's a franchised chiropractic outlet that's out there. And I want to preface before we get into this, I don't have anything against chiropractors. You want to crack bones, crack away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get in your way, but stay in the lane that you need to stay in,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like this isn't detour central because it's the soup du jour, right? One, you have no formal training in this. Two, I don't even know how it equates into that. I think these people just look at revenue streams and they're like,
Right.
I'm going to hop on board because they've always essentially been a cash practice. So they just look for anything that can make them money. And then that's the next thing they're focusing on.
Yeah.
So anyway, they have now trying to take a more functional medicine approach to treatment at this large franchised chiropractic group. Okay. And I guess what they are, since they're a franchise, they're kind of like Game Day or, some of the other healthcare franchises that are out there. They get these people on social media and they get out and they start talking fucking nonsense. And I'm not even kidding you. It is so incorrect with everything they say. And you can get on and say something against them and they'll just block you.
Yeah.
So now you have, and it's not just like one place that this information is coming out. It's the franchise as a whole that's putting
Right.
this
Right.
information out. So everybody that's getting on from like a different location or this, that, and the other is putting out this bogus information.
Just reading through the talking points.
Right, exactly. It's a narrative, and they give it to everybody, it seems, and then they all sort of follow it, and they all pretend like they know what they're talking about, and it's so obvious they don't,
Yeah.
because they're even like, look at this here. This shows that his testosterone was 200, and
Yeah.
here it went to 250. We've increased it 50 points, and I'm
Right.
like, you can have normal fluctuation in T values verbatim
50
anyway.
points.
I mean, 50 points. Yeah, sure. Okay. Check it. What was the LH? Of course, that wasn't drawn because why would you do that?
Well,
You don't need to know what the stimulus is being applied. What's the SHBG? Oh, we don't know. Of course. So there was a recent video on where this guy was like, hey, we increased this guy's testosterone 200 points and he lost a bunch of weight. And I was like, you're missing 3 important labs that would explain that whole story and you're not explaining it. Why? Because you're a charlatan. You're trying to sell a product. You're trying to prove that your methods work. And in reality, all you did was the guy lost weight, which we can do without drugs. It is possible, right? We can do that. And you left 3 important labs out that would explain why that man's T went up 200 points.
Yeah.
And they weren't there because they don't understand, right? When we talk about natural testosterone increasing, specifically of a male that's older, you don't really increase your testosterone production. That doesn't happen. I back up a second. It can slightly, but when I say slightly, it's because you have to be extremely overweight and the Leydig cells, the luteinizing hormone receptor at the Leydig cell can be dysmorphed a little bit, and you can have not as much LH binding to that receptor and therefore have a decreased production because you are overweight and you have like metabolic syndrome and are really unhealthy metabolically.
Right.
That can happen. Okay. What also happens when you're metabolically unhealthy? You have extremely low SHBG.
Right.
Okay. So we know that total T is tied to SHBG, right? 97 to 99% of your total testosterone value is reflective of your binding protein. So if I have a really low SHBG, let's say it's 12, okay, because I'm overweight, metabolically unhealthy, my T is low, it's 150, okay, and I lose 80 pounds and I start eating appropriate and I increase my SHBG to 40 or 50, right? Because now I've been a caloric deficit for a year and my T goes from 150 to 350. Great, it went up 200 points. Your free T stays the same.
Right.
Roughly, pretty close to it. Right. And they just, they leave that out, right? They don't put that in there. There was obviously no luteinizing hormone. We don't know what the stimulus was. These are people that aren't treated with testosterone. These are people that are treated holistically And they go, look, we increased it 200 points. No, you didn't. You increased the SHBG, which in turn increased the total. But
Right.
their free amount is
So
almost identical.
so they aren't able to, because they don't have the proper licenses
They
to
cannot prescribe anything.
okay.
Period. They do not have a license that allows that. So
What about
whenever you
enclomiphene?
see, that's I think a dicey area in that, because I know enclomiphene is technically it's sometimes classified as a peptide, and I think
Mm,
you can get it some places without a prescription, and
mm.
I think these places will sell that because you can get it without a prescription or a license, so to
Like,
speak.
yeah, well, that makes
Okay, it's
sense.
kind of like gray market peptides,
So
right?
yeah, I was going to say, can they do peptides too? But I guess it's
I'm
all
sure they could, but they'd all be research grades or gray
right,
market stuff. None of them
right.
would come from a pharmacy, because in order, like for me to be able to order something from a pharmacy, they have my state license on file, and they also have my DEA license on file as well.
Mm,
So I have to have it, and a CDS if you need that for that state, which is a controlled drug substance number. Some
okay,
states require that. Yeah, like Maryland, I have 3 licenses to just prescribe testosterone in Maryland.
okay. So I mean, there may be a chiropractor that has all that stuff. I mean, it's probably doubtful, but
No,
I'm
no,
sure
they
there's
they can't unless he has a unless he has a secondary degree and has gone through all the credentialing
right.
process to do that. He cannot have those licenses. That they will not have that.
Oh, okay.
You can't get a DEA as a chiropractor.
Oh, so not so you have to be doing.
You cannot prescribe period, like at
Oh,
all.
oh, well,
Like you can't even write for Tylenol from a pharmacy.
jeez. Well, I mean,
Okay. They have
that's the
zero
rules.
prescriptive authority at all. That's why they usually hire like NPs or somebody else to come in
Okay.
to kind of manage that side of the practice, and they'll try to
Hmm.
kind of do what they want.
Yeah,
But
so
they
maybe
have
there is some people that are doing that. They hire kind of like a
I know that there are clinics out there like that. I've actually friends with a person that actually came from a clinic like that. It didn't end well. I'll put it
mm,
that way. And but yes, I know that that's the case. Now here's the thing, that NP is still in charge of the prescriptions, and it's still their call. So regardless of what, the chiropractor wants to do, the
right. It
prescriber's
still
still in
comes.
charge.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
And that's what led to the disagreement, because the chiropractor wanted to do X, Y, and Z, and the prescriber was like, "I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah.
It's my license on the
Zero.
line, not you
Exactly.
know."
That's
So
exactly
I'm
right.
not doing that, and
Hmm.
so it led into a disagreement, and eventual,
They have everything to lose,
and
nothing
then
to gain.
then that chiropractor sued that particular NP,
No
didn't
shit.
win. Yep,
Right.
didn't win. Like ended up,
How can you?
yeah, didn't win.
Right.
So
But so when you
yep,
go in front of the judge and the judge says, "Well, do you have licenses to do this?" And he says, "No, do you?" He's like, "Yeah,
it never
what's the
made it.
problem here?"
It never made it. I think to court. I think it got. I think it just like. I
Yeah.
think he ended up dropping the charges because his lawyer was like, "You take this to court, you
Right.
are
Well,
going
I
to
mean,
lose."
there's always in the beginning, they want to do like a settlement and
Yeah.
see, but then when it gets past that point, you have to realize like, all right, how much do you really want to invest in this? And you're probably not going to win.
Nope.
So do you want to drop
She
eighty
didn't even
thousand
count.
dollars?
She didn't countersue him for legal fees either.
Mm,
She was like, "I just wanted him to leave me alone." Essentially, is what it was.
yeah.
She should have, in my opinion, because I think she would have.
A case.
She would have won
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that's just kind of the level of tomfoolery that they play around with.
So Josh, the holistic people too, I guess, are they probably, I guess, do the same kind of things too, right?
So holistic in what capacity would you say?
These, like, I mean, with the enclomiphene and the gray market peptides.
Okay, so you have functional medicine providers. Generally, they are some type of licensed medical professional that has gone down what's called functional medicine route. Um, they take a different approach to care. They do hormones. They don't do them how I do them, but they do them. That one lady that's been making rounds on TikTok, I think you sent it to me. She's like a lady with glasses and
Yeah.
lipstick or whatever.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure she's a functional medicine doctor. So like
Yeah.
she knows enough, but not enough,
Hmm.
at least in that realm, and in my personal professional opinion.
Yeah.
So it's enough to be dangerous, I guess you could say.
Well, like the
Um,
people that tell you to like sun your balls and all those people.
that's going to be kind of that school of thought, right? It's
Yeah.
going to be more vitamin D deficiency. It's going to be
Yeah.
more, eliminate grains from your diet. It's going to be, like more lifestyle choices and more
Hmm.
supplements and less hormone. Whereas I work on that too slightly, but at the end of the day, you're still going to need the hormones. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just go straight to the
You
point.
don't
I don't
you
I
don't
don't dick
require
around.
people to sit outside with nothing
No,
on,
because you're not going to fix any of that. Like,
nor should you get sunburn on your balls.
yeah, that would
Jesus.
hurt. That
What
would
the
itch.
fuck?
Really something fierce when it
I
starts to
saw
heal.
someone say you're supposed to like sit back and like throw your legs up so like your taint and butt, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna inject it, dude.
Pretty sure our
Just
ancestors weren't sitting
no.
at the beach with their balls towards the sun.
No, they would have got fucking eaten.
Right.
A fucking tiger would have popped out and fucking ripped them to shreds.
Yeah.
Because
No
people were
thanks.
on guard 24/7.
24/7.
Yeah.
24/7.
Weren't sun in their butthole. They were fucking ready to fight. Jesus.
So, and then another thing I'm seeing too is other clinics like mine that are out there just putting out bad information.
Mm.
And it's hard because you'll get clinics that recommend certain things, and I personally don't think it's a smart idea. I know other people that don't think it's a smart idea. Um, they put out false information like, hey, you can take enclomiphene when you're on TRT to help maintain your fertility.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that data. So if you know anybody, tell them
Hmm.
to call me.
Hmm.
It hasn't arrived yet. I keep asking for it, but it hasn't arrived. I
Well, I
mean, I
get
think I'm
hundreds
going
of
to get.
comments on videos that people say they're taking clomiphene, but no one,
Yep, I
that's
haven't.
where
I
it
haven't
just gets left
anybody.
at.
So I'm still waiting. So if you know anybody and you're listening, tell them to contact me. I need the data that
Hmm.
enclomiphene preserves your fertility while on TRT because the data I have says otherwise. But
Oh, you know what?
uh,
Let me stop right there. I got to say something because you just said contact. People that are listening to this, if they contact, so apparently through the podcast, you can email and I get
okay,
the email. I cannot respond to the email for whatever reason. And I don't have anyone's email address. It's just the email itself with their name. So yeah, I can get your message and I appreciate you sending the message, but I cannot respond through the um, podcast itself. So if you want me to respond, you have to go to the TRTdad at Gmail. Then I'll be able to respond to you. I
there you
just
go.
wanted to get that because you just said, and then I get these messages and I want to respond, and every time I'm like, fuck, I can't respond. And one
Yeah,
guy sent me two messages. He's like, yeah, you didn't respond. I'm like, and I can't write back. I can't fucking respond back to you.
yeah.
So I
Not
was
being
like, every
ignorant,
time,
I
but
just
then you
literally
just
can't.
said, yes, now you just said that and it made me click. So, all right, enough of that.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, we see these clinics giving out bad information as well. The enclomiphene is a good one. Ganadorelin on TRT
Yeah.
doesn't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. The reason ganadorelin even got brought into the equation is because HCG got banned.
Right.
That was it. Prior to 2021, that shit was never used in that context at all.
Yeah.
Why did it get brought in? Because everybody was scrambling to be like, oh, I'll just use this instead of HCG, not realizing you can still get HCG. The commercial product is still available. It's called Pregnal. It's made by Merck. My video on my website of me mixing
Mm-hmm.
HCG is that exact thing. It's the Merck Pregnal.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but just like these types of things, and I think it's disingenuous, and I don't know if they just don't know or if they're just doing it because they think they're doing something right. In reality, there's no basis for it
Some
whatsoever.
of it's probably bottom line.
Yeah, and I think some of it's probably to generate revenue,
Mm-hmm.
like to get people hyped up and to ask about it or whatever. But to date in my clinic, I've written 0 ganadorelin prescriptions. So
Well, I mean, if it will it cause anything like negative?
it
If
won't cause anything negative, and I think
right, so
that's why
that's
people use it.
right.
So
So that's
because
exactly it.
ganadorelin has an extremely short half-life, so you give it, and it's supposed to basically function like a GnRH or gonadotropin
Hmm.
releasing hormone, but it can't overcome the suppression of testosterone, right? Um, our natural testosterone has a pretty short half-life too, and it has a couple pulses throughout the day. When I give you an esterized form of testosterone, it's not 6-hour half-life anymore. It's 7-day half-life. So
Yeah.
like your body thinks you have that for quite a long time. That's why it shuts off your brain, and luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone just don't get secreted
Right.
because of that long ester. Um, and it just turns it off. If you did, I don't know this. I can just theorize. If we used a really like test and water prep, right, which would almost mimic exactly how natural tests would be, it would be on and off. It probably wouldn't shut your brain off because it would be on and off so quick that your brain would probably just pick right back up
Right.
and do that. You could just boost a cycle or whatever. But I don't have any data for that, but I can theorize that that's what it would do because it has such a short half-life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, so gonadorelin, like that type of stuff, the enclomiphene on TRT, that type of stuff. And I don't even have good data that it supports anything to prevent atrophy at all either.
Really?
Well, because here's what has to happen. You have to have luteinizing hormone secreted in order to stimulate the Leydig cell to testes. And I haven't found where anybody's been able to show me that there's been any luteinizing hormone activity when you're on TRT because of that gonadal suppression, regardless of using clomiphene or not.
No shit. Huh.
So,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the selling point too, as everyone says, right?
correct.
That's, yeah.
And on top of that, you do block your estrogen receptor. So, good job.
Yeah. Only in the brain. That's
No, it blocks some other places in the
I
brain. They're
know,
full of shit.
but
there.
you know, there's people that say that.
Yeah, it's only at the pituitary gland.
Right.
It's nowhere else.
Yeah. Like, how the fuck
Okay,
does it
boss.
specifically block just those right there?
Yeah. Okay. That's why you can't
Okay.
make body composition changes, right? Got
Yeah.
it. It's just in
Yeah.
the brain. Okay.
Yeah.
We got it.
That's exactly it. I love those comments.
Oh,
Like,
man.
how the fuck does it only block in specific areas?
It's selective to the alpha estrogen receptor. It doesn't mean it's selective to like, well, hey, I only want those alpha
Parts of
receptors
the body.
in the pituitary. I want the ones in the arm and the pinky. I want those.
Yeah. We're only
Just
going to go to
those
the
and
right
those
side of the
alone.
body this time. Like, how the
Yeah.
fuck?
That's not how it works. So when they say selective estrogen receptor modulator, they're referring to the specific either alpha and or beta receptor. In this case, is the alpha receptor. They didn't really check anywhere else because they weren't really looking for that. And I honestly think that's probably what led to enclomiphene probably not getting approval too. They just weren't able to produce more data. Again, I don't know what it is, but I could see how you would ask for that.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, I mean, how long ago did they try? Did they try to get that FDA approved?
it was only about 10 years ago. I think I got dropped in like the mid 2000 teens. I want to say, I think 2016 is when they just said, screw it, because it had been in development for over 10 years. And
Oh, no
investors
shit.
were just like, listen, if you ain't bringing this to market, like we're done.
Yeah. 10 years
Yeah.
is a long time for
A long
when you're
time to wait.
investment.
Right.
Mm.
And for a drug that's pretty easy,
Yeah.
you know, like, but so you just listened to the recent podcast episode on Rogan with
Yes,
Brigham
I'm still
Bueller,
listening to it.
yeah, same here.
Takes me a week to listen to one Rogan podcast.
Yeah, it does me too, because I listen to it back and forth to work, but
Mhm.
you know, to my office. But he brings up a lot of great points. You know, these are some of these things I know, some of it I don't know because he's more involved in sort of the governmental level because
Yeah.
he's obviously doing that. So I'm learning a little bit from that. But you know, his points obviously he's bringing up, I know, but it's really shedding some light on, you know, how big pharma really is trying to thwart you getting any access to anything they don't want you to have.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So,
when he starts talking about Eli Lilly, you realize, like, man, these fucking people are no good.
right. But I think the point I'm trying to make from all this, going back to like the enclomiphene, is these studies that are put out, these phase clinical trials, they're paid for and run by the company that's trying to develop said drug.
Right.
So there's already inherent bias there. It's not
Of
like it goes
course.
to like a third party person and they set it up completely. No. It's by the company themselves. They're
Yeah.
the one that's sponsoring that study. And then, you know, like he said, to bring a drug to market, it's like $2 billion.
Yeah.
So you can figure out what a drug does, but unless you got the money to bring it to market, which let's face it, they don't,
No.
that just limits. And then you have to sell to a larger company and then you make that company larger.
Yeah.
And they're basically parasites at this point. They're just eating up everybody's
Yep.
talent because they're so big. And they're like, well, hey, we like that. And thanks for finding it for us. And we're going to just suck you up because you'll never be able to get this drug to market because you don't have the money. We do.
Yeah.
And they have all of their people in the FDA to make it happen too.
Yeah. It's fucking insane. It's
It's
insane
wild,
the
dude.
amount of people that are like work for one and then when they leave, they go to the other, back and
Yep.
forth.
Back and
It's like
forth.
fucking
Like there's
sick.
no bias there, right?
Yeah. It's gross.
It's messed up. I hope Robert Kennedy can continue to whittle away at these legacy people and kind of this establishment that exists there because regardless if you like the guy or not, okay,
Yeah.
I like Bobby Kennedy. I do.
Hmm.
The people that don't like him, I don't know if they just like him because they think he's trying to take vaccines away or do this, that, and the other. Bobby Kennedy is not trying to take your vaccines away. Bobby Kennedy is trying to give you the choice to do what you want to do with things that enter your body. That's
Yeah.
what Bobby Kennedy is trying to do. He's trying to give you medical freedom, and you have people out here being like, losing their shit over a decision that you can have.
Yeah. Right.
He
Well, I
just
know the
wants
big one
to
is
give you
like the
the
Hep
decision.
B, like a Hep B vaccine for children, like
They don't need it.
infants.
They're not IV drug users or
Right.
sexually
Or
active
sexually,
as
right. It's
children.
just like, what the fuck is that?
It's unnecessary.
Yeah. That's the
It's
shit there. It's
unnecessary.
gross.
Well, it's just like, but you as an adult and you as a parent, I think should have some advocacy and whether or not you want to be able to choose what you want.
Sure.
And like we don't just have to kind of blanket. Like if you choose you want to go to a TRT clinic versus your doctor, you should be able to choose to do that. And thankfully you can,
Right.
right? If you choose, like Brigham's trying to get more peptides to market, that you want to use this peptide because it's safe and you go to a place that, is a reputable medical place that has experience and can get a quality product for you, you should be able to choose to do that,
Yeah.
right? There shouldn't be gatekeeping involved into things
Yeah.
that can benefit people,
People. Right. Exactly.
but there is.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to like break down is that gatekeeping. But people are losing their shit over it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a political narrative that people are going to push no matter what.
Yeah.
So, because, he's under Trump, there's going to be a whole group of people that no matter
It's
what he says,
it's just the disdain for Donald and not really the policy. I mean, it could be like, hey, we came up with this cure for cancer. Donald Trump funded it, and they'd be like, nope, nope, can't
right,
do it.
exactly.
It just blows my mind how you would just completely stifle something because you just don't like the person.
Exactly. And that's what, I
Like,
mean, that's what happens
yep,
every day, all day. I mean, that's what social media has become.
it's we are so polarized as a society right now.
Yeah.
It's and obviously
Especially
as of
after,
today,
yep, after today's
you
thing
know,
with Charlie Kirk.
rip
I
Charlie
mean, it
Kirk.
doesn't get any more fucking disgusting than that.
No, I actually like my heart felt heavy today
Yeah.
for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Um, and it's because like, you can disagree with what Charlie Kirk does, okay, and what his
Yeah. His
thought process
message,
is,
whatever.
but he always gave everybody respect and
Right.
dignity when they came up to debate him.
Yep.
Every single time. He wasn't trying to oppress you into, the next world. It was just to have a dialogue. Can we talk about this? Can we maybe find some common ground on the situation? And he had to die for that.
Yeah.
And he leaves behind, and this is the part that kills me the
Yep.
most. He now, this asshole now leaves behind 2 fatherless children and a
Mhm.
widow, for something that you
Right.
just didn't agree with.
But is it because of his opinion?
Unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. I mean, as a father myself, I mean, I think that's why it hit me so hard,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm like, God, these kids are going to grow up without a dad.
Yeah. They're young too.
They are. And
Very
it's just
young.
like, holy shit. I
Yeah.
mean, I came home, gave my kids a hug.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah. Well, someone sent me the video. Of course, it was the fucking one up close, which I really
Yeah.
didn't want to fucking see.
Right.
And then I'm like, Jesus Christ, because he's like, he got shot. And then when I saw the video, he's like, what do you think? And I was like, that did not look good at all. Like
Mm-mm.
it just didn't, and then it
No,
said, and he's like, what do you think he's, and I'm like, I don't know, but it
no.
just didn't look good.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, maybe, who knows, but, and then it just, obviously ended
Right.
kind of like it looked. And, um, you know, disgusting, man. Just fucking, and then the fucking messages, man, the
Yeah.
comments, the people, that's it's just like, man, what the fuck is wrong with
It
the
just
world?
it just shows you how bad the low T epidemic is.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Literally, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, you know what, dude? That you say that, the fucking guys on TikTok that are like playing this, like, I want to say something to like the women like me, whatever that fucking cuck thing that they're doing.
Yep.
Like, can you stop? Like, that's getting on my fucking nerves.
Yep.
There's nothing more fucking, I have low testosterone
Oh,
than this, like, yeah, the, what the fuck, the glow up, the after breakup glow up. Did you ever see these, like these women that are
uh-huh.
married and then they become, and whatever the reason they do, I don't fucking know why they got divorced. And I don't know why they lost 70
Right.
fucking pounds, whatever the fuck. But like when they shit on the husbands, as a
Right.
man, I don't know the fucking husband. I don't know what he did or whatever. But like my thing is another guy. I'm like, who the fuck are you to come on here and bash this fucking guy? Like let me hear his side of the fucking story
Right.
too.
Right.
Because, it's not always, because it's becoming like a fucking man bashing app where they
It
get
is.
on here. And then you read these fucking guys that get on there and be like, some men never, it's like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, grow a set of fucking balls.
We need men to be men again.
Yeah, it's
Right.
exactly
We
it.
need to bring that back. Like you have to have
Yeah.
some calm
You
authoritarianism
don't have to fucking
behind your ways.
shit all over women, but you do have to fucking tell them when they're like, and not even just women, everyone. When they're
Anybody
out
when
of
they get out
line,
of
you got to be
line.
like, dude, that's fucking, you've crossed the line,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
God damn, that drives me fucking nuts.
I know it does. It does me too. I mean, I don't even comment because why would you? It gets you nowhere.
I
Right.
fucking comment. I'm like, dude, look at your
I
fucking
know you
arms.
would.
Yeah,
That's that Philly blood.
right. Like you look at your fucking arms because I go through their pictures. I'm like, you look like my fucking 11-year-old daughter. Like it's like, do a fucking push up, man. God damn it. Like what the fuck's the matter with you?
He's like that Mumdani trying to bench press
Yeah,
135 and couldn't do it.
135. Can you imagine? What the fuck? It's just, I think I saw someone say that you should be to run for office, you should be able to bench your own body weight. That should be like the fucking
I love it.
requirement.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
And hey, that's fine with me. You get these big fat fuckers in there. Chris
Chris
Christie, go ahead.
Christie.
Let me see what
There
you
you
got,
go.
big guy. You
Yeah,
like to fucking run your
he's
mouth?
the definitely he's the authority on health. Let me tell you.
Yeah. And then what's the guy out is that Illinois? I think it's Illinois.
JD Pritzker.
Pritzker. Yeah, he's another
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
Like, yeah, that's
Yep.
fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, these people, I mean,
We're led by
like I said,
fucking donkeys.
everybody has a platform now. Everybody says what they want to say. They don't care if they're right,
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of the overall gist of this podcast.
I,
Please be wary of the information you are consuming,
correct.
that it may not be accurate
You
and
do
you
have to
may get.
understand a lot of people um, fall into making content strictly for views.
Yes.
So, like, do you ever see the clickbait people that,
Yep.
like, as soon as and like, I fall for it. I fall for it every fucking time. And
Right.
someone gets up there and she's like, these fucking men. And I'm like, motherfucker. Then I get in there and then I realize I'm like, son of a bitch. Cause I'll go through, cause like I said, I dive into every fucking one and I start going through the videos. And then there's like pictures of her with like her husband. And I'm like, this bitch
Yeah.
just fucking played me.
Isn't that goes back to the saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity,
Right. Well, that's and that's
you
what,
know?
so that's what the views is what drives a lot of this stuff. So if they get views, they get followers, they get, and that I guess they feel good about themselves. I don't know what the fucking point of it
Yeah.
is, but uh, being correct isn't necessarily the goal.
Right.
We're providing information,
Well,
and like for my account, I try to keep it like my own personal stuff
sure.
because I don't know. I'm never going to say to someone, yeah, that's right or wrong. I don't know. Like
Right.
if when I make the video about taking too long to get to climax, right?
Sure.
And people say, well, your E2's too high. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's true. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So I just
It's not, but
right,
you
but
know,
I
like
don't know. Maybe that it does play into it. I don't know. but or you have to split your dose up, which I already do, and they don't, they don't know that, but or
Right.
whatever the fuck it is. I just say, okay, maybe that's right, and
I
then
mean,
someone will
I'll
say
give you
like,
this. I have the same problem as that, and my
yeah,
estrogen's 35, and that's
right,
normal.
correct,
So
yeah,
I don't think it's
mine,
an estrogen problem.
yeah, I don't think it is either. So, but it's it's something. I don't know what it is, but I'm trying to figure it out. Here's what I'm starting to do. I wanted to tell you this too. I'm going to drop my dose back. I'm going to
Okay.
go to 40 a week, or 40 3 times a week. So that'd be 120 total,
120. Okay.
from 150 down to 120. I just want to try it for a little and
Do
see
it.
how I feel, see what everything feels like.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do 5 mgs to Dalafil every other day instead
Okay.
of every day. And I just want to see,
See if it
because
changes
like, just,
anything.
yeah. And if nothing changes, then I'm going back and fucking, it's
Yeah.
just like, because I like 150 felt good, but I'm like, I've never done 120, and I
Sure.
can't imagine going lower is going to be like that, like beneficial. You know what I mean? Like, I think 120 is probably about the lowest that I want to go,
Right.
but I just want to see what that's
Yeah.
like,
Do
and
it.
then see, because I'm trying to get my libido, like I'm hammered down on it. If I could just, like, when you go on the turns, you got to lift a little, like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to be in Talladega where it's just fucking hammered down 200 around the track. Like, I want to be like in Bristol where it's like hammer down, fucking lift a
And then
little,
like
hammer
ease off
down,
it a little
lift
bit.
a little,
I
hammer
got
down.
you.
Right. You know what I mean? Drag the brake a little bit, something like that.
Yeah.
Because, so that's what I'm trying to do. But it's hard because, you know, you, it's different for everybody. So
Different for
what
everyone.
works for you is different for me, for works for everyone else. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try finagling and see what works. And if not, then I know what 150 feels like, and I know what taking 5 mgs at Tadalafil every day feel like,
Mhm.
and I feel good. But I'm like, let's just see if we do this, see what that does.
Sure.
And we can always go back, But I can't imagine, because I've had guys say like you should only do 80 a week, and I'm like, I don't know, that doesn't sound right.
80 milligrams of
80
testosterone a
megs
week.
total or 100 megs total.
That'll
Like
probably get your like testosterone to maybe like 500-600
right. That's
total.
where I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't,
I
like,
mean,
I
if
know
you
what
really
200 felt like, and
right,
I know that that was too much.
right.
Right. But it's
If
like
if
100
if
is,
you want to be mediocre, go ahead and take 80.
yeah. Well, because I figure like I was at like what, like 14 or 1500, something like that. But I was out of my fucking mind when I was doing 200. I just was not normal. And so I figure if you cut it in half, then cut it in half. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I know it doesn't work that way,
Sure.
but I'm thinking to myself, like, I feel good. It's like I'm at like 1050, 11 right now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if like 700 would be like great. You know what I mean?
Remember, it's the free T that's going to be doing the legwork, not
Yeah,
necessarily total.
right.
So,
Yeah. But I'm just going off of those numbers because everything else will kind of, work around there.
sure. No,
So,
give it a whirl and let me
yeah,
know.
I'm going to try just for a little bit, maybe a month,
Yeah, that'll be enough time.
see what
See any
happens, see if the wife is happy.
yeah.
I mean, the big thing, honestly, is I'm trying to get this fucking climaxing thing somewhat reeled in because it's fucking getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the other day, my wife's like, she's like, I could have watched a movie. I was like, well, what kind of movie? Like fucking Lord of the Rings? Or are we talking like a fucking documentary? It's like, because recently it's been Lord of the Rings fucking stuff going on.
Not just one movie, the whole trilogy.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is the people that comment like, oh, that would be awesome. My comment to them every time is, you don't have children, do you?
Yeah,
Every one of them's like, no, why? I'm like, because you'll understand someday.
Yeah.
There is no that much
They're
time.
called opportunity killers.
Yes, and my kids are always, we're either at their events, sporting events, or they're here, but they're always at, like, our house is the house
Yeah.
where everyone comes. So even though they'll go and play, they come back to the pantry. They're just in and out. So there's really not an hour and a half of time in the day where we can just gallivant off to the room and fucking,
Get to it.
yeah, I could put a wig on and lipstick and whips and shit. Yeah, so not enough time for that. So that's what I'm trying to get that figured out, and I'm trying to do that. And because
See if it
obviously I don't
makes the
want to take
change.
an aromatase inhibitor because that's what everyone did.
No.
So I was like, no, that's not going to work. But what it is a lot of people said about dropping the test, maybe it's too much, and then to try the every other
Well,
day.
you did add HCG in. How long ago was that?
3 months ago? No,
Okay.
more than that.
I was gonna say I
No,
thought
it
it was
was
a
the
little longer
last
than
three
that.
months. Yeah, so 6 months ago.
Okay. So HCG does, if you still have some functioning testicular function, does provide a little bit of extra test to that. So theoretically, if you're on 150 and you're taking HCG, how we have it prescribed, it's almost like you're taking 180.
Mm,
So going back to like, let's say 120 with HCG is almost kind of like around 150-ish in terms of like the
mm,
levels that we would achieve. So that makes sense.
maybe
I
that. Yeah,
just recently backed up another person's T to test this theory too. It was at his request too. So, but I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Back it up, see what happens. But
yeah,
he just went on HCG. It's helping him, but now he's like, I don't think it's what I want it to be. And I'm like, okay, well, let's back it up a little bit and see what happens.
yeah.
Because we did add that HCG on board. He's making a little bit more test from his testicles that he was before.
Good.
That's adding into the total, right? So we want
Yeah,
to maybe rein it back down to where he was at. So
yeah. I mean, because I've gotten a lot of questions from guys, and I figured I'm going to kind of just do like myself and see how I feel, and
Mhm.
then just put it out there. Like, hey, I dropped back. This is what I noticed. Because like again, everyone falls into the trap where more is better, more is better. It's not
Right.
necessarily true.
No,
So
more is better if you're trying to put on just nothing but muscle, but like
sure,
that's not really the goal of most of the guys that come to my clinic.
right,
I mean, I think everybody wants to add some muscle, and you can do that. I
yeah,
mean, I'm a prime example of that. I've put on 35 pounds of muscle in 1 year.
right,
Uh, got the charts to prove it. So like, definitely doable.
yeah,
But that's just off regular test doses, and I just worked my ass off for that whole year,
right,
and
exactly,
and I think I just kind of got up to where I wanted to be.
yeah,
But it does get to a point too where the amount of mass that you can add is going to be dependent upon three things: one, the stimulus that you apply to those muscles; two, the calories that you do to maintain that mass; and three, the dose of androgen that you have.
right, yeah,
So, those three are going to play a role in how much mass you're going to get to a point where you kind of can theoretically, if you're really disciplined, will cap out, how much
mm,
mass you're relatively able to add just because of those three factors.
right,
So,
yeah. I mean, look, a lot of guys, especially 35 and 40 years old and above, are really on this to feel normal, to
yeah,
feel good.
absolutely. That's
Like, you
why
know what I
I'm
mean?
on
They
it.
want to work out, they do all that stuff, the libido, the energy, all of it. But like within reason,
Yeah,
not
exactly. Like,
fucking crazy to one end and crazy to the other, kind of just
right.
in the middle, everything's good.
Like, I'm really happy where I'm at. I don't really want to get much bigger. Like,
Yeah.
I'm perfect. I just want to stay here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm
So
I'm at 185 and I haven't been under 200 in like honestly since I was 19.
that's
I
crazy.
graduated high school at 185 pounds.
Wow.
And then the following year, I was playing rugby at Westchester, and then, I was like 210, fucking lifting, like eating spaghetti every day. And so that was the last time. And ever
I'm
since
not.
then, I was always above 200.
So that's funny. I'm actually the heaviest I've ever been.
Really?
I graduated at 173 pounds.
Damn.
Dude, I was like Tyler Durden lean. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was like super shredded. I had like no fat on my body. But I played volleyball in high school. We did a lot of cardio, a
Yeah.
lot of cardio.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Um, and yeah, I graduated. I was 173 pounds. Now I'm 215.
Nice.
So, but I'm a solid 215
Yeah.
and sub 10% body fat, which I am shocked
Yeah.
that that's even happening. But I'm like definitely like
Right.
gonna look good on the beach. Shirt's coming off.
That's it. Fucking right, dude. That's it. Well, that's the point. That's what everyone's trying to do. You know what I mean? Feel good,
Yep.
fucking look good,
And it
you know?
boosts your confidence. And that's what we're
Sure.
trying to do too. When we talk about some of the mental aspects, that confidence can go a long way. I have a friend that takes androgens. We did some blood work on him to just kind of do some risk reduction. We've talked about it, and he kind of still wants to use this. We talked about maybe the safest way to do those.
Mm,
Um, and um, when he came in and talked to me that day, he felt really good about himself. you know, he's going through kind of a tough time in his life right now too. And he was like, that was one of the best workouts I've ever had because I felt really confident after I left, you know,
Yeah.
us talking. And I was like, well, good. I said, you should feel that. So, you know, don't downplay the mental aspects of what this
Oh,
stuff represents,
fuck
you know,
no, dude. That changes
huge.
everything in
Yep.
your work, everything.
Yep.
You second guess it, man, when you're just like, fuck it, this is it. I've been doing this. I know my shit. It changes.
It does.
Carry a little fucking swagger, man. You
Yep.
know? Yeah.
So he felt real good after that. And I was glad to have helped him out in that aspect, you know, to
And
give him a
listen,
little bit of
let's be
confidence.
honest, the girls like it too. Don't let them fucking tell you like, oh, the dad, but get fucked. Because
They
I can
don't
tell
want
you
that.
from, I get in the shower, get out of the shower, my wife's there, I see her like looking, and then all of a sudden she's like, you know, the kids, I'm like, oh, right, it just happened to do this again. Just
Uh-huh.
when yeah, I thought the dad bods were, get fucked. You're
Yep.
so full of shit, you know? So yeah, so everyone win, win, win. That's the point.
Yep.
So.
So
Well,
cool.
listen, Josh, I have a call. The customers are that we're trying to finish this job are on in Europe. They're not going to be getting back
Oh,
until the middle of
fancy.
October. Yeah. So he's like, can we call this time? I'm like, I guess. And it's a video call too. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, can't you just fucking email me the paint colors?
Right. Seriously.
What the fuck? They're gonna have to email me anyway. I'm like, I don't know how
Yeah.
to fucking
Seriously.
right. So, but they want to, I don't know. They want to show something else. I think something in their the room that they're staying in.
Okay.
I think from what I got is that the fireplace that's in there, they want it to replicate at their house. That's why
Okay.
it's like a video thing.
All right. It'd be
I was like,
interesting to see what the fireplace looks like.
I was
Show
like,
me a
you could
picture
just
when you finally see it.
take a fucking picture of it and text it to me.
Right.
They're in their 70s, so I think they like that. They stop by every day and
Yeah.
like they like the fucking back and forth.
They're from a time where you still talk to people on a daily
Yeah,
basis.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, they
And I
come and
can't
like
fault
they
them
bring
for that.
coffee for everyone.
Yeah.
They're like,
I really wish more people did that
yeah, I know.
nowadays.
I know.
You know?
Comes in, gives the other day he came in, he was like, here's $100 cash. He's like,
Wow.
get everyone. He's like, I know you guys are working hard.
That's
And I was
cool,
like,
man.
yeah,
It's a stand-up guy.
yeah. And I bought everyone lunch. Believe it or
That's
not, I was going to put it in my pocket to everyone to get fucked, but I didn't.
yeah.
I was like, you got everyone lunch. And I put $6 out of my pocket, came to $106. So I was like, fucker. So I got to remember when I do the billing, that's $6.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but yeah, I gotta call them for the Zoom thing, and then, but yeah, so next week we'll be back at it, brother.
Yep.
Hopefully the world fucking cools down around us. Hopefully a lot of these goddamn, it's not gonna be just in one week, but a lot of the riffraff starts getting out of the
Yeah.
marketplace, and everyone can just focus, get good quality health care or
Oh,
hormone
I
care.
do want to add, I'm now going to be posting more content to my social media page. So if you aren't following me on social media, you can. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated. Um, I don't get any money from it. Just do it because I like it.
Hmm.
But my TikTok account and my Facebook and Instagram are all going to have regular content coming out on a regular basis.
Nice.
I have it locked and loaded. So
Beautiful.
yep.
Josh, is there anything else? Like, are you going to be adding any more states or anything? Do you think?
We, yes. Yes. See, you snuck that one in there.
Yeah.
Yes. By the end of this year, probably in the next 2 months, actually, I will have New York and New Jersey very hot requests for those.
Hmm.
And I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but there is a plan. I shouldn't say there's a plan. There is a thought. And there has been a meeting,
A murmur. A murmur.
a murmur that sometime next year we may be going nationwide.
Mm.
So if you've been waiting,
Gonna have to wait a little
next
longer.
year, 2026 might be the year.
I ask you to do one thing for me, Josh.
Sure.
So when you do take New Jersey and New York,
Mm-hmm.
one of the questions you ask them is if they are Eagles fans or if they're Giants fans. And if they're Eagles fans, then they get a TRT discount. And if they're Giants fans, you charge them 5 times the fucking rate.
What if they're Jets fans?
Oh, Jets fans, you got to give it to them for nothing. Those poor bastards are taking a fucking beating. You're gonna be like, hey, man, I'm
They
sorry.
just got to beat my team, the
Yeah, I'm
Steelers.
sorry, man. Here's the fucking test. I feel bad, you know? But yeah, the Giants fans. Mm-mm.
The only thing I will say for those two states is that our product that we're going to be delivering to those states is a little bit different than everywhere else. And that is because those two states in particular, I cannot include the blood work in kind of how I have it baked into all of our other services. They do not allow me to order and pay for blood work in those states for patients.
Just those two states?
3 states, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island. I cannot pay for blood work for the
Really?
client. I can order it for you, but then you're on your own. You either have to use your insurance or cash pay for your labs. And
Huh.
we're currently using Quest Labs in those 2 states.
I wonder
So
why. That's weird.
state laws. So
For California, you could if you did that.
California. I can order labs in California, no problem.
How does that
Yep.
make fucking sense?
California is a different issue. California is not a blood work issue. California is a prescription issue.
Mm.
So because of all the compound pharmacies we have, I think I only have one that ships to California.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of all the red tape.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can't get certain things into California because of that reason. Like, I don't think, I know some places that treat California, how they have it built is they just order it and send it to a pharmacy and you go pick it up and pay cash. So you have to use commercial stuff in California
Oh,
because
okay.
you can't get compounds in there easily, so to speak. This is one of those things that I hope Bobby Kennedy helps break down because there's too much regulation.
Yes.
I'm fine with some that if it makes sense.
Yeah, you have
right?
to have
because
some.
because that keeps the fucking people that don't belong in here out,
Yes.
and the people that have invested time and everything and expertise in. But when it comes to this type of stuff, it's really just hampering the ability of choice.
When it gets too far, then it becomes like where bigger people just monopolize the whole fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have to get in between the two.
So like HCG, I'll use this as an example. HCG in Pennsylvania is a controlled substance, but in Maryland it's not.
Really?
Yes. So you have to have a DEA license to prescribe Pregno or HCG, sorry, in Pennsylvania.
But not in Maryland.
But not in Maryland.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And it's like that just depends on the state, but yeah, it's controlled. So whenever I get it ordered for myself, okay, I just have Dana order it for me, but she's licensed in Pennsylvania, it's not an issue. But because I can't order it for myself because of that reason.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. So Jersey and
New York
will be
probably if you're in one of those states, please contact our office. We're starting to get everything lined up to set up appointments for those particular areas. So, but I'll have both of those licenses hopefully by the end of October.
South Jersey, you get the TRT Dad Go Birds discount. The Jets fans, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do for you. And the Giants fans, you pay fucking 10 times the amount.
10 times the amount.
Yeah. Or you can just charge or add $26 for Saquon Barkley. I love it.
That's funny.
So, and then maybe nationwide. Nationwide.
And then maybe nationwide.
And then we'll go on tour. We'll go around the country. We'll do.
I'm hoping we can do that next year. Actually,
so we talked about that.
Yep, maybe. and we do have something coming up later this year too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on.
Yep, I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yep,
but
we'll
tease more.
But I think in 2026, I think we will be on the road.
That'd be fun.
Yep.
So
we're staying in the continental United States. I'm not going to Hawaii. Fuck
or
that.
Alaska. Nope. I'd go to Alaska. We could drive up.
Yeah, we'd go to Alaska. Alaska's probably pretty dope.
It was probably.
And Hawaii's probably fucking gorgeous, but me in the ocean, get fucked. I am not flying over that bitch. I don't like to fly anyway, but flying over the ocean, fuck no.
Maybe we can just find one of our listeners that has a private jet, just fly us there.
Maybe a private boat. I'll fucking do that.
I'd do a private boat.
Dude, I'm terrified of flying. I told you the story of flying back from the Daytona 500. Dude, I'll never fucking fly ever again because of that shit. So I need to take medication or something, fucking puts my ass out, and then I'll consider flying.
Yeah.
Or it's fucking driving or boats. Boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes.
All right, on that fucking thing. All right, Josh. I'll talk to you next week. Everybody else, enjoy your week. Be good.